All right, I shouldn't even make this video. I shouldn't even write the scripts, but damn it. I just want to completely complain a little bit. I want to complain about the same idiotic, ridiculous decision that honestly ruined the entire series. That, surprise, surprise, is actually not The Last Jedi. It's not the Acolyte. And no, it's not the Obi-Wan Kenobi show or anything like that. No, I'm going to tell you what really ruined Star Wars for me, because it's been driving me crazy. Let's get into why Finn should have been the main character of Star Wars. Hello, I'm Discord J Knight, and let me tell you what prompted this video. Why I want to just scream and yell. I want to claim that I'm not a Star Wars fan, that I'm a former fan, that I am over it, that I've moved on, but in reality, I have just deflated. They say the 5 stages of grief is, the first one's denial, which, yeah, I was in massive denial, massive state of denial when I first watched episode 7. I mean, episode 7 came out, it felt good, we had a new adventure, we had Finn, and while there was a weird switch up with Rey pulling the lightsaber and becoming a Jedi, my mind went, oh, cool, so we're going to get both Rey and Finn as Jedi. But we were still going to get Finn. That's what I thought we were still going to get. I was in complete denial that Rey took over what Finn was supposed to be. And I want to be clear to everyone. Everyone wants to call me, a sexist, racist bigot, and all those buzzwords for my opinion. My response is that I am a story first kind of guy. I don't look at a story and go, oh, it's men versus women, or it's black versus white, it's black and white, blah, 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 blah. There's dark and there's light. No, I have thought about this for a while. I think if you do that, if you are that type of person, then you're the problem. I was raised to see everything equally, and I still do. But what I do seek is a properly good story. And yeah, I know Disney never thought of that. They had no plan. They screwed up. From the very beginning, they screwed up. And you'd think after nearly a decade, no, it has been a decade, it's 2025. After a decade since that movie came out, I would be okay with it. And believe me, I've been through my 5 stages of grief. I denied it, then I bargained with myself that everything was going to be okay, that they did have a story, that they had something. Hell, I was excited for The Last Jedi. I still, to this day, think all the promotion material, the trailers, the artwork, the posters, the figurines, the visuals, the soundtrack, I think it is a masterpiece in terms of the non-essential material. But the essential material, the story, the lesson, everything that was really, that was a waste of time. That was a waste of my big time. And don't even get me started on those darn comic books, saying, oh, now everything is canon and, this and that means something if you actually watch it. No, I wasted my time when I bought those books. I wasted my time when I read those comic books and the books and played the games. I wasted my time because none of it matters. I grew angry after The Last Jedi. Depression struck me by episode 9. And by the time we got to see The Mandalorian, not even The Mandalorian, at the Mandalorian phase, I was also in denial. But I'm telling you what, the Ahsoka show, by that time, really, the Ahsoka show, before the big bad bomb of Acolyte came out and really ruined everything, I accepted that this wasn't my Star Wars, and I tried to move on. I called myself a former Star Wars fan, and I found My Little Pony as a substitute. And don't get me wrong, I love My Little Pony. It's really fantastic. I love the story of My Little Pony. And I like to ignore all the BS that's coming from Disney. Most of the time I do. But recently there was another article that came out about the Acolyte and how the creator is blaming the fans. And I'm like, God, have you people learned nothing? And I cannot deny it. All I can say is, oh, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I can't deny it. I am a Star Wars fan. Well, you know what? I think I am just going through another phase of grief, I guess. I'm bargaining with myself that I'm not a Star Wars fan. At least I was trying to claim myself as not a Star Wars fan. No, I am a Star Wars fan. I am. This article came out and it just enraged me. I'm furious. Forget all your dumb nonsense. Forget about the girl versus boy debate or, God, forget skin color for 2 damn seconds. Let me tell you why Finn should have been the main character. Anakin Skywalker's story was about a man born of light and good who can turn evil, even for the right reasons. Even though he wanted to protect his family and everything, he still turned evil. And how through love and family and acceptance, you can move on and be forgiven even from the most sickening of sins. He murdered children. And even through that, he was able to be forgiven eventually. Finn's story should have been a reflection of this. In fact, it practically was. A story of a stormtrooper raised to kill, to destroy, raised to not have a mind of his own, and to comply with the overlord rule of a dictator. On his first mission, seeing how his actions affect others and his brother-in-arms' blood on him, he chooses to say no. At first, he's terrified and runs like a coward, scared to stand up and face the dictators. But his abandonment finds his inner strength. Eventually, he finds his inner strength and becomes a hero. His choice, despite his dark past, reflects Anakin's. Someone raised in the light turning evil. Now someone raised in the dark is turning good. No one should have trusted him except Luke Skywalker, who sees his father in him. Luke hopes that somehow Finn can do what Luke Skywalker failed to do, tap into the lights of his nephew, who is now in his hubris. Luke failed him. Then we have the rivalry of his nephew and Finn, Kylo Ren and Finn. Once considered allies, Kylo now calls Finn a traitor, which it was indeed Kylo who betrayed his uncle. So it's just an interesting dynamic there, because he feared a greater power and didn't have the ability to say no to Snoke. Rey was a side character. The trailer of the movies said Finn was going to be the hero. He's the first thing we see in the trailer. He's the first thing we see in the movie. Why did you promise us Finn's story and you gave us Rey? Now, I would have been fine if Rey was also a Jedi and maybe even a romantic interest for Finn. But a story, by the way, you kept flip-flopping on Rey. You kept flip-flopping on her. She was supposed to be this one character, this great character, but you kept flip-flopping on what you wanted her to be, and it shows how poorly planned it was. And I like Kylo Ren's story too, where he doesn't turn to the light ever. And you ruined that in episode 9. We could have had a story about Finn and Kylo, brothers in arms once, now brothers as students of the Jedi Order, dueling for the future of the galaxy. After Vader's redemption, remnants of the Empire, a small band of Sith loyalists hoping to take over the light once more, is defeated for good by Finn, by defeating Kylo. The only person who chose not to be redeemed. Because that was Kylo's choice. It's like if Vader never chose to be redeemed, what would he turn out to be? He would turn out to be Kylo Ren. That's what I wanted it to be. That is what I thought we were going to get. And you screwed it up. Instead, you made it look like women could do no wrong, men had to be put in their place, ruining episode 8 and did little to fix anything in episode 9. Instead, you brought back Palpatine in hopes of getting us back in the seats. And yeah, it works. But after that, you did nothing to make the situation better. Blaming the fans, blaming men in particular. Here's my message to Disney. Shut up. Make something good if you want my hard-earned money, which is now even harder to earn in the days economy. And yeah, this video is going to go on, that this is going to fall on deaf ear. Whatever. I'm done writing the scripts. Time to record. Apologies to my brony community. Forgive me. I'm just a lightsaber-wielding Draconquist who really misses good, new Star Wars. I miss that feeling of looking forward to something. I still have a big heart for Star Wars. MLP doesn't really have a lot going on right now, and I feel like I'm trying to live out a different time period. Like, I can just turn back the clock and pretend Star Wars didn't, ruin everything. Disney didn't ruin Star Wars before it existed, and talk about a good show instead, that being, of course, My Little Pony, when it was also ad speech, as if this was just 2015, 2016 over again. But in reality, with nothing new or interesting for me, I find myself stuck. I just hope that the new My Little Pony Generation 6, when that comes out, and I know everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, the live action movie. You know what? Even I'm like, oh my god, it's the live action movie. I don't really want to see it. But you know what? It could be good. And boy, am I hoping it is. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully G6 is good. Remember guys, friendship is magic.